Hey guys, and welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and I'm joined today by Ash Paulson and a special guest, Chris Kirbopher Niosi. Chris was interested in joining us to talk about Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, as he recently had a chance to play it at the Nintendo World Store. So Chris, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, well thanks for having me, first of all. Happy to be here.
No problem.
Much appreciated. And yeah, I'm Chris Niosi. You probably know me as Kirbopher or Kirbopher15 or any rearrangement of those numbers afterward, whatever. I've been doing animation on the internet for a long time. I got my start on Newgrounds back in the day. Did a lot of stuff on there. Currently, I do a show called Tome, Terrain of Magical Expertise, and do a bunch of other stuff on YouTube. I do a Did You Know Gaming spin-off unofficial thing called Did You Know Voice Acting. I do vlogs about a bunch of random things, stuff like that. And people who follow my work and know me probably know that I am a massive Smash Brothers aficionado. So I've been catching up on all the coverage that these fine gentlemen here at GameXplain have been covering on the game and whatnot, and found it really interesting. And then I saw that Ash was joining in recently, and I met Ash a couple times at New York Comic Con and the like. And I was like, oh cool, hey, this looks fun. And I reached out, and Derek was nice enough to let me join in on a discussion video after I got a chance to play it at Nintendo World with a bunch of friends of mine, and yeah, so I'm excited to be here. Much appreciated again.
Oh, it's no problem. I'm been a fan of your work for some time. I've it's good stuff in there, and we got that common connection through Ash. He's always good for that, right, Ash?
Yeah, well, I tried really hard to discourage Derek from letting you be on, Chris, but he wouldn't have it. He just said, you know what, it's got to happen. So despite my protest,
this guy, he keeps coming up to me at conventions and talking about Sonic and Mega Man crap that I just don't care. Yeah. I'm way too important for this. You know?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
No, see, it's nice because I was actually telling Derek before we started doing the show. I remember when I first met Ash. Was it 2 New York Comic Cons ago? I think it was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2012. I went into the. I think it was when you guys were premiering Bravo Man. And I was like, this poor guy probably gets so many people coming up to him, bothering him about his dad, Rob Paulson. I'm just like, no. You know what? I love Mega Man and Sonic. He loves Mega Man and Sonic. That's what I'm going to talk to him about. And I did, and it was great. And now we're best buddies, aren't we?
Exactly. Well, hey, like I said, you don't know how much I appreciate that, because you were right on the money. A lot of people do bug me about my dad. So, although I do remember that year I was incredibly sick. I had like one of the worst colds of my life, and of course was on the floor all day. So I probably looked and sounded like a mess, but I was there.
No, you were fine. You guys were managing all the shifty look stuff and all that, and it was a good time. And now it was cool to see you joining in on this. So I was like, oh yeah, no, Ash knows as much stuff as these people all do. He's a good fit for GameXplain.
Oh no, I've been having a great time.
Oh, we love having Ash here. He's kind of the third member now.
Yeah,
or fourth member if you count Tom.
Exactly. Except there's that one guy who in our comments is like, I really prefer Derek to that Ash Paul guy. he doesn't like me at all. He's the one guy who I don't think is a big fan of me, but that's okay.
Well, I'd like to say he has bad taste, but that he likes me, so
exactly.
I don't know. I'm very split, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is we love you, so that's all that matters.
Awesome.
We'll see how many hateful comments I get. Or not even hateful comments, I guess I completely glossed over. So many years ago, some people who are here for Smash Brothers and who know of me will know that I worked on this trilogy of cartoons with a good friend of mine, Kira Buckland, who's a voice actress in many games you guys have probably played before. She goes by Rena-chan online. She wrote these Smash Brothers Brawl parodies we affectionately dubbed Brawl Taunts, and I did the animation for those, and they unexpectedly did very, very well for a bunch of cartoons that I put like no effort into the visuals of whatsoever. And for a time, every like competitive gaming tournament and convention I'd go to, people were quoting all the silly jokes from those. So I'm sure probably a lot of comments on this video are going to be quotes from that, so I apologize for all the spam you're inevitably going to get in that regard. But
spam, whatever. No, that's just, that's funny. But isn't it always the way that the thing that you put the least amount of effort into always does the best?
Yeah, I think I've heard that analogy on like Beatles songs. Like there was one Beatles song that they wrote like the night before a concert, and then it was just like one of their biggest hits. I can't remember, but it's like, yeah, it happens. It's one of humanity's great mysteries, but I do appreciate that people like them, and I love Smash Brothers. I love Nintendo games. I love this celebration of them all together. With more. Now that we have some extras in there with like Sonic and Pac-Man and all that. So
Oh yeah, all
Yeah.
good stuff. So I guess we probably should actually get to the topic at hand. And what were your overall thoughts on Smash Wii U and 3DS with your chance to play it at the Nintendo World Store?
I can say overall, I mean, I was hyped for this game. I am super excited to finally get it. I'm going to be finally grabbing a 3DS probably in the next week or so. I got the chance to play both demos at Nintendo World. I went with a huge group of friends. We went in on because we were lucky. We had the demo there. I think from the first day that they had it at the Best Buy, the Smash Fest thing, all the way up until Saturday, the last day. So we had it there like pretty much the whole week, and we went in on a Thursday morning. I was expecting there to be like a massive line like going outside of the building, but thankfully there wasn't. It was a relatively easy wait. So yeah, we all went in. So the way that it was set up, and I'm not sure how the because obviously you guys got to play it at E3. I'm not sure how much of a difference there was in terms of how they were conducting the demos with everybody coming in and everything. But basically, we went in and we had 2 2-minute time matches for the Wii U version, and then if we wanted to, which everybody wanted to, they would go in and they would play a round of Smash Run. You could get in line immediately after your Wii U matches for that. So to start off with the Wii U version, I played both demos twice because we were going to be there all day and we wanted to play it as much as possible. So in the first couple matches, I tried Greninja and I tried Mega Man because duh. So Mega Man, I'll talk about first. Mega Man, I definitely need to get more used to him, but and this is the thing that I was the most excited about, and I'm really happy that they did this. The charge shot is such a great. It feels really satisfying. I'm sure both of you guys played him at E3.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because I know you're both big into Mega Man, but yeah, I tried him out. I definitely have to practice more with his other moves, but what I loved about him, kind of in tandem with the charge shot, was the fact that he, to me anyway, he moves and controls and feels like you're playing a classic Mega Man game, like flat out. His physics and like his weight and everything, it's like I just feel like I'm controlling Mega Man with like the NES engine, and I just have like different moves like in Smash Bros. Style. It's really satisfying, tight control on him.
See, I actually missed that feel. Maybe I didn't get the chance to play him too often because I was trying to try out as many characters as possible, and I just had this it took me a while to get the hang of him because of the whole pellet shot being most of his standard attacks, and that just throwing me off like crazy. I know Ash played him a lot more. Did you get that feeling, Ash?
Oh, I totally did. It felt like you were playing like the original Mega Man, but with a 2014 character model. They really nailed his look and feel and all of his sound effects. Like all of his special weapons had the appropriate sound effects. I love that his charge shot is the sound effect from Mega Man 5. Like they really nailed the look and feel for him. And yeah, like I agree with Chris. It really felt like I was just controlling the original Mega Man again, but in a new game. And I would love to see a new Mega Man game using this model of Mega Man because it's perfect.
I found it interesting too, and also I guess this ties into Pac-Man. I was, I guess, not incredibly surprised, but I guess it was interesting to see that with Mega Man and Pac-Man in particular, they chose to go the route of not having their voices. I guess in Pac-Man's case, like I know he has like a voice from the Pac World games, and then obviously he has the one from the Ghostly Adventures, but obviously they're not using that version of him. And then for Mega Man, he's been played by a bunch of different people, of course, but I guess Sakurai probably just found. Kind of like with Bowser and Donkey Kong, where it's like, we're not going to use their typical actors. We're just going to use like realistic like creature sound effects for them. And then I guess with Mega Man and Pac-Man, it's like, well, they just work better silent. So to pick up on that,
I did get people asking us like, can you hear the voices for Mega Man? Does he have any type of voice acting? Actually, no, you were the one asking us that when we were at E3, if I remember correctly.
I did, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I was trying to there was somebody that asked us that
right.
when we were at E3, and I just remembered that it was actually you. But yeah, no, as soon as you said that, I was like, I didn't even think about it. But then I went, tried to listen to it myself, and no, it was completely silent. I don't mind Mega Man having voice acting. I thought, some of the voice acting for him has been you know, across the whole range. Some of it's been good, some of it's not. It has been terrible. But I think they could have probably found a pretty decent voice actor for him. But I think because, like, let's be honest, the first 6 games of his, and it wasn't until a PlayStation era where you finally get a voice, and they seem to be sticking very closely to just the classic voiceless Mega Man. Kind of makes sense that they didn't give him a voice for the series.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm mixed on it because I did want him to have a voice, but you know, for all we know, and based on what we've seen in the past, if he did have a voice in the American version of Smash Brothers, he would probably sound like that awful Mega Man voice from Mega Man Powered Up, which Mega Man Classic should never sound like that. And if he was going to have a voice, I'd only want him to sound like like he does in Mega Man 8 or Marvel vs. Capcom. Like he's supposed to sound like a kid. And I feel like that wouldn't happen in the US version just because Capcom hasn't done that in the past. So if it's a choice between not having him sound the way he should and him not having a voice at all, I think I'll just go stick with him not having a voice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's mainly a thing just because I'm like, oh, I want to know who they got because trivia or whatever. But I mean, yeah, I'm just excited to have the character in there. I don't care if he talks or not. So Mega Man was great. In those first 2 rounds, I played him for one of them, and then for the second round, I played Greninja from Pokemon X and Y, and oh my god, I had not had that much fun, I think, with any other character than Greninja, because he was just so satisfying to play. Kind of as I was predicting, he's very much like the Smash equivalent to like Strider Hiryu from like Marvel vs. Capcom, not from Strider, but in Marvel vs. Capcom, where he's like that very like swift, kind of ninja-like character, and a lot of his moves are reminiscent of that. Just every one of his moves was just so satisfying. Controlling him was just like an absolute blast. And as the competitive say, I think I will probably be maining him when the game comes out, because he was the most, and I won my match with him actually, and I got little Smash Brothers stickers that I put on my sketchbook and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
We got T-shirts at ours.
Yay!
But no, I mean, no, it's great, interesting to hear you say that, because unfortunately, the one time I did play Greninja, it was on the 3DS version. I had not grasped the controls at all and couldn't get used to it, so I kind of lost him in the fray. So I just sort of assumed that he had a very similar feel to Sheik. So it's interesting that you say he's more like Strider to you. No,
there actually didn't feel anything like Sheik from any of the other previous games I'd played with Sheik in them. Sheik was in the demo. I didn't get to try her out, but Greninja feels like his own thing, and he's just so satisfying. Like his counter, his charging main special where he throws the little the water shuriken attack. Just his movements were all like super swift. All of his physical attacks and normal things were great. I missed hitting somebody with the final smash, so I couldn't do the maximum spider thing. Man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I still won my match. So
his final smash is pretty hard to land, actually, in my experience.
It feels like what is it, like Meta Knight when he tries to flap the cape over you or whatever. So
yeah, I from what I heard though, we talked to a couple other people where it, like, even if you're in the air, it goes to the ground. According to them, that's how it worked out. But I was like, it seems sort of surprising to me, but that they would sort of limit it like that, so you can't do a final smash in the air.
I mean, I guess it's cool that they all have like their own kind of strengths and weaknesses with how you have to execute them, but it looks cool. I just didn't get to do it because I wasn't that good. But he was still, he was super fun to play. He was the only other new character that I tried out. But some friends of mine tried out Little Mac and the Villager and the Wii Fit Trainer, and then for my other later matches, and also in the 3DS version, I played some of the older characters just to see some of the differences with them. I will mention real quick, even though I didn't get to try them, my best friend Mike Lucas tried out Little Mac and the Wii Fit Trainer. Little Mac, who he was really excited about, was very tricky, and he felt like he was going to have to take more time to get used to him because his weaknesses with being really bad in the air were very much prevalent. But Wii Fit Trainer apparently was like awesome, like super satisfying to play. So I'm interested in trying her out when the game comes out too.
Yeah, I think all of us were a bit surprised about how much we liked the Wii Fit Trainer. I mean, she's just very solid. Like, I was expecting some more of along the lines of a jokey character, as I said in our discussion with Andre. And no, she just plays so well, and she has so much variety. And I don't know, she's just very solid. I won't say she's great in any one particular area, at least not the little bit I played her, but she is very solid overall.
Yeah, we had the same experience kind of with Wii Fit Trainer and Little Mac, actually. Little Mac, we were shocked at just how worthless he is in the air. Like, he's not just kind of crappy in the air, he's absolutely, utterly worthless, which kind of surprised me, actually. Which is good, though, given how great he is in the ground and how strong a character he is otherwise. But, yeah, Wii Fit Trainer is just kind of great in all areas. Like, I was kind of surprised by just how good her volleyball projectile is. Like, she's just an overall really strong character, in my opinion.
I've always been one of those types of people who like, is all for more female characters in Smash Brothers, and I'm glad to hear that, like, everybody I know has been trying out Zelda and Sheik. They've been really good, and Palutena looks really awesome. I just watched the analysis video of that before we started recording, and yeah, Wii Fit Trainer, I'm interested to give her a shot too. The person who's playing her in the tournament, the Invitational tournament, did really well with her too, I remembered.
Yeah, she did.
So, and I guess also still while we're talking about the Wii U version before I go into the 3DS one, so I tried out Bowser, and also I just picked one at random, and it gave me regular Samus in the power suit. So they didn't particularly feel that different from the way that they were in Brawl, to be honest. Bowser's moves, I mean, the animations are definitely different. They're much more defined compared to, or they're more unique now compared to how they have been in the last couple games. But actually playing as him, it didn't feel all that much different. I like playing as Bowser. I'll probably practice with him a little bit more as as time goes on. But yeah, no, it didn't feel too much of a difference. Same thing with Samus too. She felt pretty much the same, which was interesting because when I got her, I was like, oh, this is supposedly the best character in the build right now,
right,
as far as the balancing goes. But I've never been all that great with Power Suit Samus personally, so I guess I couldn't tell the major nuances. But it was fun to try them out.
No, it's funny you mentioned that about Power Suit Samus because I heard from people on the show floor at E3 that a lot of people were saying like, no, there's a reason Kirby and Zero Suit Samus ended up in the finals. Like, they didn't believe that, they did a couple practice rounds and they got to try out just regular Samus, and they didn't feel like she was the best build at all.
Yeah.
They felt like it was Kirby and Zero Suit.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe when Sakurai said that about Samus, maybe he meant Zero Suit Samus, and just kind of said Samus offhandedly. It's possible. I wanted to try Kirby, kind of, but they didn't have the white one, so I was like, they better have him for the final game. They better, so I can be... That's where Kirbopher's design comes from, because I was just like, I'll be a white Kirby with a Link hat. Whatever. But I'm hoping they'll have more of them, because it looks like they don't have all the color and outfits and everything for all the characters in that demo build. Because I was going to say about that bit about Dark Pit, I think the Dark Pit's going to be like an alternate like skin, like maybe he'll have like a different like vocal set or something, like when you choose Dark Pit, because I think like when you play as Wireframe Little Mac, I'm assuming that he doesn't speak, and the vocals seem to be different because obviously when you choose the male Wii Fit Trainer, you get the male voice. So maybe like because Anthony Del Rio plays both Pit and Dark Pit, so maybe like if you choose Dark Pit, then he'll be like all like causing like saying like mean things to you while he's using his attacks or whatever.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't be opposed to that whatsoever. Actually, I guess I forgot to ask, because I know in the Best Buy Smash Fest demos, people were forced to use the Wii U Pro controller, while at E3 we got to use the GameCube controller. Now, which one did they have at the Nintendo World Store?
Unfortunately, they had the Wii U Pro controllers, and I say unfortunately just because I had never tried them before, and I was kind of hoping that they would have the GameCube controllers there, but yeah, the Wii U controller, I mean, I'm sure, like, it wasn't awful or anything, but it was, like, I kept, like, forgetting, like, which button would do what, and, I was, like, pressing the wrong one on accident a lot, and I was just like, I prefer the GameCube controller for this, but it wasn't that bad or anything. I mean, I was still, it was better than using, like, the Wii remote or something.
Yeah, it's definitely something that people will have to adapt to if they don't want to get the adapter. Because, I had that same sort of experience when I played the 3DS version. Because, I don't know, just like the button placements felt wrong.
By the end of the show, I had kind of worked out my control issues with the 3DS version, but it definitely does feel different. It takes there's a learning curve there with the 3DS controls for sure.
On that note, yeah, I played the 3DS version after we did the 2 rounds each of the Wii U version, And yeah, kind of on that same note, I agree. There's definitely a learning curve. Although I will say that controlling it with the 3DS was definitely a lot easier than the Wii U Pro controller.
Oh yeah,
interesting.
It just kind of felt like it was. It just felt a little bit more natural than the Pro controller. I felt. Yeah. So we did a Smash run, and then followed by obviously the little final battle at the end. On the 3DS version, I tried Sonic, and I tried Pit for the second time around that I went through, and they're both much better than they were in Brawl.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
By far. Sonic feels the same. And because he controlled very nicely in Brawl, but he just didn't hit very hard. It never felt like he was really causing that much damage, like he was so light. But in this one, yeah, he definitely is just a lot more beefed up, like in terms of his physical power. And Pit, kind of the same thing, and also just like the tweaks that they made to his moves are generally much better. The side B attack where he does like the upper arm dash or whatever, or the upper dash arm, whatever it's called. It super satisfying, really effective attack. I didn't think to use his new up B attack very often. I should have, but I just kind of found that using his double jumping or whatever was sufficient enough for navigating around the Smash Run area and all that.
It definitely has a different feel than his Brawl up special. But I still kind of like it. It's definitely not as easily used because you push up B in Brawl and he could just fly wherever he wanted for a while. And
yeah,
it's more of a. I'd almost compare it. Did you play Pit at all, Ash?
I did a little, and I completely agree that he feels very improved.
Yeah, it kind of feels like Meta Knight, doesn't it? His up special.
Yeah, it kind of does actually, and yeah, his I have to agree with Chris. His upper dash arm, landing it is incredibly satisfying. It's got a great feeling to it, and his final smash went from being one of the worst in the game to one of the better ones.
Yeah, the three weapons or whatever.
Three
I didn't
sacred
try
treasures,
that. Yeah, there were no smash balls in Run from what I could tell, but yeah, no, using his side B in particular was great for taking out enemies in that mode. I picked those two because I wanted to, like, all right, I know I'm going to have to run around a lot, so I'm going to pick Sonic because he's fast, obviously, and Pit is easily navigatable and everything. And I got to say, I know some people are kind of like, oh, whatever about Smash Run. It's really fun. It's just, it has that same kind of, like, all right, we're playing the field, we're going to jump in and just do whatever, like with Kirby's City Trial. It is very much that same kind of, like, wonderment that you get from that. It's funny, too, because I'm wondering if they're going to have just, like, a free play, like, you just open the thing up and just screw around in the Smash Run world map, like, for an indefinite amount of time. You can just go around and do whatever you want, maybe just, like, free play.
That'd be kind of cool, just find out all the secrets and whatnot.
Yeah,
just to, like, explore and get a feel for the area. Yeah, it was a really fun mode. I really enjoyed it.
Now, did you get to experience any new enemies that you hadn't seen before?
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Okay, so enemies, I don't think I saw any that were too I remember seeing, like, coughing mixed in there. Maybe some other ones, but I'm sure probably they've been, like, documented already from different footage. Something that was interesting that was pointed out to me by the Nintendo representative, and maybe he wasn't even supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it. So he likened, this was another thing that he likened to in City Trial that I noticed, because if you guys remember in Kirby's Air Ride, those listening and you two guys as well, there'd be, like, different events that would happen, like, okay, and now, this boss is going to show up, and they would have, like, Dynablade, the big bird character, show up and do something. So, obviously, Sakurai talked a little bit about how there'd be some stuff like that, like the suddenly there's lots of bullet bills everywhere, run, but apparently there are some cases where boss characters will come in and you'll have to fight them wherever you are.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, nice.
And in particular, I remember he mentioned Kraid from Metroid, of course.
Oh, that'd be badass.
Yeah. And so if we had, like, Ridley as a stage hazard boss in the Metroid console level, and then Kraid as a boss in the Smash Run, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then also, I think he mentioned, he sounded like he wasn't sure which character it was, but I think that he said that one of the Kremling characters from Donkey Kong was one of those bosses as well, but he wasn't sure if it was either, like, King K. Rool or Krusha or Clump. It was one of the bigger Kremling characters. Was also one of those bosses.
Oh man, I wonder how people would feel if that's how they actually got to play, how they got King K. Rool into the game, just as a boss character in Smash Run.
Yeah. Well, I think it could be. I mean, if they threw, like, Wily or Eggman or something like that in there, some different characters,
awesome.
that could be neat. Because I wouldn't mind having some of those characters be, kind of defaulted to being something like that, because that's still cool to be able to just fight against them in that mode.
Totally, yeah.
So I'd be totally down for that. Or maybe they'll have like a boss mode, because I know we're not going to get like a subspace emissary, scope of an adventure mode in either version of the game. But if we had like another boss rush mode where you can fight against a bunch of those characters, that could be a lot of fun.
Oh man, just you saying that just makes me more excited for Smash Run, because Smash Run has always looked like sort of like a fun little thing, but I just haven't, you sort of need to do it a lot more in practice before getting an idea for it. But if bosses could show up, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And actually, while I'm remembering too, I should mention real quick that my best friend who I mentioned before, he caught one of the Rhythm Heaven enemies mixed in there.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah.
Might be seeing the choir boys.
That leaker may just be correct, and I would be okay with that, because if Chrom is in the game, which means if Matt Mercer gets to be in the game, I am totally down with that, because that's just trivia that I can't that would make my mind explode.
Yeah, well, and I want the chorus men from Rhythm Heaven. I would be so hyped up for that, because I love the Rhythm Heaven series in general. So, if the Gamatsu leaker is right and that's the entire list of newcomers plus Rosalina, you know what? That's a great list of newcomers. I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm down for it. Let's do it.
I also agree with you, Chris, about Smash Run. I actually really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. At first, I kind of, like you, I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of a whatever, extra mode. But you know what? Once I played it a couple times, I was like, you know what? I can see myself playing this a lot with friends. Like, it's actually... There's kind of a fun randomness to the first part, the city trial part, where it is fun to see just how high you can pump your stats. And I played one run as Kirby, and I actually got his speed stat up to like over 600, and it was scary how fast he was. So I found myself thinking, wow, what would Sonic be like at that speed? So it'll be fun to
oh my god.
Yeah, it'll be fun to really kind of play around with that mode and just see how fast you can make characters like Sonic and Captain Falcon, assuming he's back, and how strong you can make characters like Donkey Kong and Bowser.
On that note, too, since you mentioned Captain Falcon, do you guys want to go into some of the theories about the other characters and things?
Sure. I mean, like, we've talked about it a bit at length about what characters we think might get in, and some people don't agree with some of our predictions, but let's see. I mean, we're just going off, general thoughts. We did not claim to be experts or just claim to be completely right about that. That's
right.
That's all I'm going to say about that. But who do you think? Do you think? I'm guessing it sounds like you believe the Gamatsu link is true.
Yeah, I think Chrom, Shulk, and the Rhythm Heaven character Marshall, I think is his name, right?
I think they're just called choir boys.
Or chorus men.
Oh yeah, I think somebody, I forget who it was. Somebody told me recently that like one of them has the name Marshall.
Yeah, I think one of them is named Marshall.
Oh, okay.
I think that we're gonna get them for certain, and then also my prediction as far as the other characters, as I think just some of the other veterans that would be just like unlockable characters. Like there's certain ones that I think that like we're gonna have in there. We're gonna have Captain Falcon. We're gonna have Ness. Maybe we'll have Jigglypuff. I'm hoping we will, just so we can have the original 12 in there.
No, she has to be in there. I'm a firm believer that you got to keep the original 12 at all times.
Me too. I don't think the original 12 are in danger.
No, and also plus they could do something cool with Jigglypuff, like with the fairy type thing and everything. They could make some tweaks to her and make her really fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think we'll get Falco and Ganondorf as some of the clones. We'll get Meta Knight, because Meta Knight and Game & Watch and Wario were on that chalkboard drawing or whatever it was.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So I think we'll have them in there. I think it's funny that like Meta Knight is probably now going to end up being unlockable, most likely, as a little bit like, yeah, he's back again. All of your favorite characters from Brawl that you wanted to be banned from tournaments or whatever, he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be in there. And then trying to think about, I've talked about on some of my Kerblogs before. I've done 2 episodes of that about my predictions. The thing is about these what is it? The customizable movesets and everything. What's making me interested about that is and maybe you guys have even talked about this or theorized this yourselves before too, but the thing is, some of the properties of those moves could almost be kind of whittled down to eliminating the need for clones. Because, like, so far, the only clone character that we have confirmed so far is Toon Link, and Luigi's like half, not even really a clone.
Yeah.
So Toon Link is the only character that we have confirmed so far, and he's very different in terms of his stats, like his actual his speed, his weight, and his power and everything compared to Adult Link. But meanwhile, like characters like Lucas or Ness, for instance, like if you could customize the B attack to be PK Flash or PK Freeze or PK something else or whatever, it's like, you know, if you do that, then it potentially eliminates the need for having Lucas to be a separately playable character. Now that said, obviously the customizable movesets aren't going to be for the competitive version of the game, where you're just going to have the basic stats of the characters as they are. So the fact that Toon Link is in there is kind of a signification of, okay, so the characters have to have like basically night and day stats. So like Captain Falcon and Ganondorf they play completely differently. Yes, their moves are the same, like their attacks are the same, but their actual statistics are completely different. Captain Falcon is super fast, and Ganondorf is extremely slow, but hits more powerful than he does. So those are two that I think would be the case. Maybe Falco, because Falco's got somewhat different enough stats, but even then, it's like that makes me a little like, you know, leery about, you know, I wonder which ones will be in there still. Because yeah, I feel like some of those moves could, like, you know, do you want Fox's gun that doesn't make them flinch? Do you want Falco's gun that's like the classic one? Do you want Wolf's gun with the melee attack in it or whatever? You know, it's like you could kind of whittle it down to just that.
You know, I really never thought about that before, whether the existence of customizable movesets will eliminate the need for some of the clone characters. It never really occurred to me.
Yeah, me neither.
Because I honestly haven't really thought about the customizable movesets. I was kind of forced to with the whole Palutena analysis, just because I think that's the first time we've ever gotten a new character and not known for sure what all of her default moves were. So that made her very interesting. But that was also the thing when I was actually analyzing her. It's like, well, damn, I know I want all 12 of these moves to be available because they all looked fun and different, and that's just not the case. But as far as like, I don't know how I feel about the idea that customizable movesets could essentially replace some of the clones. Like, yeah, they're clones, but you still kind of want those characters in there, or unless that gives them even more motivation to actually make the clones play differently.
Right.
Yeah, well, like, I think that having Ike, you know, like, even though I was kind of perplexed by that, I prefer Ike to Roy. I know Roy's really popular, but I think that Ike having a more defined moveset and much more different statistics in a playstyle compared to Marth was a cool idea. And I have no idea what Crom's like powers are in Fire Emblem Awakening, so I don't want to just assume that he would be like a clone of one of them or something. I'm sure he probably has like his own like special abilities or whatever. So I'm interested to see in what they would do with him potentially. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not sure, because now that I know that they're not going to have the customizable movesets be part of the competitive side of the game, you know, I think that some characters will still be safe from that, because I'm sure that, yeah, there is, you know, people who like, oh no, I love to play as Falco, or I love to play as Ganondorf, or, you know, or whatever. So yeah, no, I think that some of them will be safe, but it does make me think about, you know, yeah, are they going to differentiate some of them more? Are they going to change this and that about certain ones of them? I don't think we're ever going to get a Ganondorf with the sword. Maybe they'll make that one of his custom moves, but I think that he's still basically going to have the Captain Falcon scheme and all that.
Yeah,
so.
I'm starting to get that feeling too, based off the more I played it. I mean, yeah, they changed up some of the moves, but Ganondorf would almost need almost a completely new moveset, and I'm not sure if they're willing to do that. I know some people want to keep certain specific moves he has from Captain Falcon, but I don't know. I like to say this a lot when discussing Smash, is that you never know what Sakurai's thinking or what he's going to do with these characters.
That's definitely true. Although, given our time with the Wii U and 3DS versions, it does really seem like, for the most part, the veterans have, you know, kind of made the transition mostly unchanged. Not completely, but it does seem like most of the returning veterans are more or less going to be similar to their Brawl selves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny you mentioned that too, because my friends and I, when we were there, when we were like waiting on the line and stuff, we were kind of having discussions. Oh, actually, okay, real quick side note, because I would kick myself if I didn't mention this, because you'll get a kick out of this. They had the treehouse stream going on in the little waiting area, like in between, because they were the line was set up very organized and everything, so like they would make sure that there wasn't like a riot or whatever. But they had the treehouse going, and they were streaming when people would come in and have the Smash Bros. Demo at E3, and every single time somebody would get the Smash Ball with Mega Man and they'd use the move, the whole entire freaking Nintendo world would just light up with screaming. And I could tell the employees there were like, oh god, no, not again, you know, but just screaming everywhere. It was so funny.
Well, that's their fault for, you know, not only putting Mega Man in, but giving him such a crazy hype Final Smash.
Oh, and that. Oh, I feel like an idiot. I can't remember that guy's the announcer, the super fighting robot Mega Man. That
So
guy.
funny. I
Oh,
can't
that
remember
was
his name either, but that was hilarious.
I feel bad. He tweeted at me, dude. If you're listening to this, maybe thank you for tweeting at me. That was really nice of you. I'm a jerk and I can't remember your name. I'm sorry. That's what I get for not following the competitive Smash community. Anyway, so yeah, no, my friends and I were talking about this kind of on our downtime in between it. Is that there's a lot of carryover material from Brawl. As far as like some of the character models are pretty similar, and some of the moves in the material and just certain things about it. And I wonder if like maybe part of that was like, well, maybe we didn't consider Brawl to be like that much of a success, and maybe we're kind of trying to like recuperate some of the elements and things that we liked from that game and kind of pushing them more into this version or whatever. And similarly, you could say that about there were some Melee things kind of carried over into Brawl, and there were some 64 things carried over a little bit into Melee. So maybe it's just that, if anything. Mm-hmm. The timing with like, okay, what designs do we use for the Zelda characters, or what do we do with this guy or that guy, and some of it is just like, all right, well, it just makes more sense to keep with what we have. Even like some of the sound clips and everything, I think people have pointed out are just carried over from 3 games ago.
Yeah.
We'll watch Jigglypuff's playable. We'll have the same stock clips of Rachel Lillis from 2001 doing Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Still never re-recorded.
Oh boy, but yeah, it's interesting because it's impossible to have enough time to play all the characters, but I did have the opportunity to talk to a couple of the professional Smash players, mostly in the Kobanamani 456's group, if you know that YouTuber.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how Marth has definitely been nerfed. Like, he's just not as powerful as before, and like his dancing sword is just not nearly as effective as it once was, and the same for Fox, and especially his up air, which was always so devastating. Which I can for balancing, it kind of makes sense to kind of like, these characters are so good. You just hope that they don't kill them too much, that they take away all use. But I still saw plenty of people playing Marth and Fox during the matches, and they seem to be doing well enough with them.
Yeah, I think I think that for this game in particular, this kind of whole setup where they know how many characters they wanted from the beginning. They have a specific team of the people aiming to balance the characters, and Namco has a great amount of experience doing fighting games, of course. Mm-hmm. I really think that it's going to turn out good. I think that once we have the final build, I mean, I know some competitive people are already like griping about this game, and they're like, "Oh, it's not going to be as good as Melee still. Nothing will ever top Melee." It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think because I'll even say like even the competitive stuff that I've usually never been invested into or cared about at all, like some of the stuff that they're doing to cater more to that side is still even interesting to me too. Mm-hmm. And I think that they are working very hard to not create a situation where it's that the way it's supposed to be played is Fox only, Final Destination, no items or whatever.
Yeah. I think that they're really taking the necessary steps to eliminate the potential problem of that.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to find a way to cater to both sides, and so far from what I've seen, they've done a pretty dang good job of it.
I just wonder and kind of worry that, well, I feel bad because I feel like the sad reality of the situation is that crowd just will not be happy unless they get Melee 2.0, and that's just not what Smash 4 is going to be. So no matter what measures Sakurai and his team takes, to balance this game better than Melee and Brawl were, and kind of make it a more competitive, friendly game, I just feel like if it's not exactly Melee but with better graphics and new characters, they're just going to be unhappy and say it's horrible.
Yeah, and that's like, I get it, people are excited about Project M or whatever, but I'm just like, I'm more excited about a new actual game.
Same here, I hear you.
Exactly.
Honest, but
well, I guess along those lines, I was kind of curious. I mean, obviously you played 6 different characters. What was your favorite and least favorite of those characters? Is there a way for you to even say, or is it too early for you?
Well, I can say definitely Greninja was absolutely the most fun that I played of the 6. The least was probably Samus. I hate to say that because I like Samus as a character, mm-hmm. But Samus and Bowser were not the most fun. But I'm gonna try everybody obviously when the game comes
definitely.
out. But just offhandedly, yeah, Greninja was the funnest. Sonic and Pit were both were way better, and they were a lot of fun to play. And then Mega Man was great too. Mega Man, I just need more time to practice with everything and like make full use of him. But yeah, no, like I was saying before, he was just super satisfying. And Mega Man's not the only one that falls into this category. I was going to say too about how Mike Lucas mentioned this too. He pointed this out, is that a lot of the characters play the way that they do in the games that they come from. Like, they feel like you're controlling them like straight out of their games of origin. And that's awesome. I think that's like a great way to have them truly be in tribute to all these individual games that they come from, because there's nothing else like this, really.
Sony attempted it with PlayStation All-Stars, and it just didn't really come close.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, and I was pulling for that project because I am a Sony fan.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it just felt like it didn't hit the mark. And no, it's interesting that he says that because, especially with Bowser, because it was always so funny watching Bowser run in past Smash Brothers games about how he just sort of glides along the ground.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's like a literal tank. And this time he actually has a running animation. It's kind of cool.
I like it too.
On the PlayStation All-Stars note, by the way, God, if this were like a couple decades ago, or no, not a couple decades, you know what I mean, a while ago, God, would have been great to have Crash Bandicoot in there.
I know.
Yeah.
And have the 3 originals. And why not put Master Chief from Halo in there? I don't even care.
Hell, I think it would have sold a lot better just with Crash, Spyro, and Cloud. I think those 3 would have instantly helped the street cred of that game.
I will say, if there were to be a Final Fantasy character, I would have loved to have seen like the Black Mage, maybe the Mario Hoops 3-on-3 version of the Black Mage to be like the Final Fantasy representative. Would have been good. If I were to put myself in the mind of Sakurai, or at least attempt to. That's impossible for anybody, really. But I would imagine maybe something like the Black Mage, or maybe like I don't know, like the Cactar or Mew or something, like a more of like one of the iconic ones. Because especially the way that he's treating like Mega Man and Sonic and Pac-Man in particular, like the other IP characters. And being very particular with the way that they're handled. Oh, by the way, also regarding Sonic, I didn't get to use his Final Smash, but I did notice Roger Craig having fun with when he does the Final Smash, Super Sonic style, and I'm just like, haha, I like that. That's cute.
Yeah, that was really cool, and I'm actually really happy to say that Super Sonic has been nerfed a bit. He's still on the screen for maybe a little too long, but honestly, he doesn't do nearly as much damage or knockback as he used to, and he seems to be a lot easier to dodge too. So thankfully, that Final Smash has been balanced. Fox's, not so much. Landmaster is still way too overpowered.
Landmaster.
Oh, I just hope we don't have 3 versions of that. I'm still hoping for, if Falco makes it into the game, put him into the R-Wing, a Smash clone of Zero Suit Samus's. That would fit so much better.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, man, that Final Smash is like ridiculous.
It's way too
So
strong.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's great though. I just love, by the way, real quick. I don't want to put too much focus on this, but after all of that controversy about the heels and all that stuff, and I did a curb blog about that too, and it's like, you know, to me it came down to like, I don't care. Samus is Samus, and Samus is awesome. I don't view her as a sexualized object or whatever this whole thing is about. But it's funny that like she's so powerful and she just kicks so much ass. And it's like, oh, after all this complaining about like, oh, other M design, oh, she looks like a hooker or whatever. Oh, she's got the heels. I'm just like, whatever. She's Samus. She's a badass. She's still the character. Shut up.
Exactly.
Whatever.
No, hey, I agree with you. And also the fact that a lot of people were really saying some really misogynistic crap and talking a bunch of junk about Neha, who played Wii Fit Trainer. And I was so happy to see her. I think she placed 4th. And I was so happy to see her do well and just silence all those idiots, because kind of much in the same way all the Zero Suit Samus complaints, there were a lot of complaints about her, and she silenced them all, and that was really cool to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. People were saying that about the dude who won, or yeah, I think the dude who won with Samus. So, oh yeah, of course a guy who thinks women is hot would pick Samus. Like, shut up, it's a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a video game.
No matter what like I say this a lot. You can't win for losing. No matter what choice you make, somebody's going to have some kind of problem with it.
Yeah.
There's just nothing you can do about it.
True.
So all you can do is just play for fun and do what you like to do. That's all that matters.
And that is certainly what I'm going to do, and I'm very much looking forward also to make see, I wish I could make me fighters of the Tome characters, but all my characters have like weird skin colors and things, so I can't exactly do that. But
you can get close. I think you can probably you can definitely pull off your character at least.
No, not even. No, the closest thing I can do to that is if hopefully they put the white Kirby in there and I can make Kirbopher. OG Kirbopher when he was a little albino Kirby with a white with a Link hat on. One can only hope.
Yeah.
But yeah. So overall, I guess we're probably kind of getting to the end here.
The only thing I guess I had left to ask is, like, you talked about a couple of stages you got on. Was there any particular standouts for you, or any that like you didn't really like? Because I know Ash and I were kind of disappointed with the Mega Man stage. If you got the chance to play that,
I did not. The one that I remember the most was the Mario U level, and I think we played on the Animal Crossing one twice because we had the Nintendo representatives asked us to pick random ones each time, probably because they didn't want people picking Battlefield every single time.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, we tried the what is it? We tried the Mario Wii U level, which was pretty cool. It was hectic, but not in like an off-putting way. It was like the transitions were pretty smooth, and it was fun to go around that one.
yeah, I think that's one of my favorites actually.
Yeah, there's always plenty of things to just like get onto, so it wasn't like too chaotic or whatever. Yeah, Skyloft was cool. Yeah, the moving stages seem to be a lot better compared to how they were in Brawl. Because I love them conceptually, but sometimes they're just too like, whoa, okay, what am I doing? But no, the Mario U level and Skyloft were both pretty good. They weren't like too disorienting or anything. Again, there was always just like something for you to be able to stand on. It wasn't so like, oh crap, I don't have anything to fight you on. I have to focus more on just being alive or whatever.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad.
Which I think is the problem, Ash and I had with the Mega Man stage, because it doesn't sound like you got the chance to play it, but did you get to see anybody else have a match on it? Because the problem we had is the Yellow Devil just taking up so much space whenever he shows up, and he's there almost constantly.
I think it's a cool idea. I don't know how well it's going to go in the final version of the game. Maybe I'll play the quote-unquote Final Destination version of that level instead of the normal one. Because I love... Man, I love how, like, fan servicey the Mega Man stuff is in this, where it's like, it's specifically Wily's Castle level 1 from Mega Man 2 with the music and everything. Like, literally, that one that has the most popular music and everything, that has, like, the lyrics version of it, the Oxenmon or whatever. It's like, you guys knew. You knew what we wanted. You knew. And throw the Yellow Devil in there and Elecman, you sly devil. But, yeah, and I know people are probably hoping there'll be like a Proto Man costume or something.
Oh, I'm one of those. I want a Proto Man costume. I want a base costume. I want a rogue costume.
I mean, Mega Man and Proto Man share the same dimensions pretty much. They're same height, same overall dimension. So I think they could easily do a Proto Man costume. Base, I'm not so sure because he's taller, but I would like to at least see a base assist trophy. I'm kind of surprised that so far the only Mega Man assist trophy is Elecman. Not that I have a problem with Elecman, but it just seems like there are so many more kind of higher profile choices.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I feel like sometimes the choices of the assist trophies don't always come down to like, oh, who's like secondarily popular enough that they wouldn't be a playable character, but they could be an assist trophy. I don't think it's always as simple as that. I think it's actually more about like, what functionally can we have them do?
Sure.
To play out some kind of particular power. And with Elecman, I think because he's doing the pattern that he does from his boss fight, and he's shooting the Elect Beam or whatever, or the Thunder Beam, whatever it's called. And which I also thought was funny because like, it's the weakness of the Yellow Devil because you do the pausing trick. Okay, I get it. But and also, I mean, I think Elecman, wasn't he meant to be like Mega Man's like rival? Wasn't he kind of? That's why he was designed all kind of cool looking, more so than the other ones.
Back in the old days, I believe.
I think originally, and then Quickman was supposed to be his rival after that.
So it kind of makes sense. It'll also be interesting to see what Mega Man level that they go with for the handheld version too. Kind of on that note, because. Maybe we'll have like something from like one of the Game Boy games or something.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
If they choose one of the Game Boy games, it has to be Mega Man V.
And just have it be like all black and white, or maybe it'll be like Mega Man and Base, and have like the Green Devil in it, like for the first level.
Oh, there you
Base,
go.
And we'll have the Green Devil like seeping through the sewers.
I don't know. I would love to. I'd love to see the Wily Marine Base from Mega Man 3 for Game Boy, just because of the music. But I'd be fine with like. Hell, we could get a Mega Man 5 stage with all the Mega Man killers doing something in the background, or maybe even being stage hatchers. That'd be awesome.
Nobody wants to see Quint.
Well, I don't really count him as a
Quint.
Mega Man killer. I just meant Enker, Ballade, and Punk.
Yeah.
I want to jump around on my little pogo stick thing. So
Quint should be an assist trophy. Absolutely should happen. I'm calling it now.
just hopping around.
Mega Man should have that color and have that as a taunt.
Yes.
Just jumping on his pogo stick.
Proto Man is an assist trophy, just like, all right, I'm here now. Hop, 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 hop. I'm like, all right, dude, go away, Proto Man. Stop bothering me.
No, Quint should be an assist trophy who crashes the game every time he's on because of a time paradox.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go read the Archie Mega Man comic for more information about that.
Well, I guess any final thoughts on the game? Any crazy character predictions, or just general thoughts on your time with the game, or anything you're looking forward to with the game?
I can't wait to play as Goku and Duck Hunt. I'm just so excited.
Nice.
Duck Hunt Dog should be a character, at least in the assist trophy.
No. Just Duck Hunt.
Oh.
Like, you know, I just want to play as Duck Hunt.
Yeah, it'd still be a good stage. Dodge the shots.
Actually, yeah, Duck Hunt as a level would be
I
really
think that'd
cool,
actually be really
speaking
cool. I'm
realistically.
surprised they haven't really done that, to be honest.
Maybe they have. Who knows? That would be cool.
I hope so.
I've been really happy with the ones that have been revealed so far.
Yeah, same here.
I think at this point I'm just kind of more concerned about ones that you know, are previous characters that I hope that they'll bring back. Would be nice. You know, my fingers are crossed for, again, like the original 12 will all be there, and some of the other like Melee and Brawl characters will transfer over. As far as like crazy character predictions, I don't know. I'm not really sure about what other like out there ones. You know, that they wouldn't just reveal up front at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of the hard thing, is that there's almost, it's hard to think of any out there selections anymore. Like, they've gone for all the basics. I mean, I know a lot of people are hoping for like Hades or Medusa to show up as a playable character as well, with Kid Icarus Uprising.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how likely that'll be. I mean, it'd be cool, but
I think just any other girls. I think I'd love to have like a Lucina skin for Marth or something would be neat, because she's. And then I don't know, like Dixie Kong, but I'm sure we're probably not gonna get her. But Dixie would be neat.
I'd like to see Dixie Kong as a newcomer.
Yeah, she'd be a lot of fun.
you could get Jodie Summer from F-Zero.
We'll be lucky if we get Captain Falcon.
I want to see. I'm kind of alone in this, but I kind of want to see Crystal. I know it's not going to happen, but I think as a third Star Fox character, potentially another third one, she'd be so much more interesting moveset wise than Wolf.
I'm right there with you. I have been since Brawl, but I'm not holding my breath
Yeah,
on
I'm
that,
not
because
either.
I mean, I'm betting good money that new Star Fox game that Miyamoto is developing is gonna like take place earlier in the timeline or something, and it'll just have like the original 4 in it again, and Crystal probably won't.
Probably, yeah, that's my guess.
But yeah, no, I wish that would be great.
Now, do you think Mewtwo will be back? A lot of people want to see Mewtwo back.
And I was so sure he would be, and I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be in it, honestly. I think that Lucario, and you know what? Even though I'm more of a fan of Lucario, or sorry, of Mewtwo. That is, I'm more of a fan of Mewtwo. I think that Lucario is the one that makes more sense, because he's been more relevant in the games in terms of like, I know, yes, everybody in our age is like, no, but Mewtwo. It's like, yes, but also Lucario is given to you in the games to exemplify different game mechanics like the Mega Evolution and everything. You know, he's been very prevalent in the show, even more so than Mewtwo has as of late. You know, so and also the aura thing, like that, the way that they're kind of tweaking that gimmick now, I think that's going to be a lot more interesting. So it just makes sense that they're going with him. I miss Mewtwo. You know, he was great in Melee. I love him and everything, but I understand why they went with Lucario instead. And hey, as you guys saw on Twitter, it's practically like we have Goku in the game.
Yeah, right.
That's gonna be. I know Sean Sean wanted to really be in Brawl, and he didn't get the chance to, so it's cool that he gets the chance to do that this time.
Oh, I didn't realize that wasn't him in Brawl.
No, that was Bill Rogers, who and he really wanted to do this new one. Unfortunately, he didn't get the chance to do that. But I'm glad that they both got their shot too, and you know, we got Sean in there now. So yeah, so it's like having Goku, and his final smash is going Super Saiyan.
Yeah, we are talking about Sean Schemmel, who is the voice actor for Goku in the Funimation dub
Of Dragon Ball Z, and he was also Lucario in the Pokemon movie 8, and that is the version that is in Smash Brothers. I think his Japanese actor is, I believe, is the person who does him in Smash Brothers from that movie. So it makes sense for Sean to be doing him. I'm sure down the line I'll be doing like a special episode of Did You Know Voice Acting that will just talk entirely about this new Smash Brothers game.
Exactly who all shows up and as what characters, and which ones are sound samples, like you know, that they just pulled out from other games and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it should be interesting. I think there's going to be some cool trivia to go along with this one that will just take up the entirety of an episode. So that's going to be fun to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
Well, I think that about does it for the Smash discussion. But we got to highlight Chris's excellent videos. I mean, they are really good. So be sure to check out his original web series, Tome, and his trivia video series, which he just talked about, which is Did You Know Voice Acting, which he actually provided us a clip of.
Did you know that the announcer in Super Smash Bros. Brawl was also the announcer for Bill Nye the Science Guy? Throughout all 3 Smash Bros. Games, the announcer has been recorded in English, which is fairly common in fighting games, and has changed from Smash to Smash, with the first 2 games' announcers being English-speaking actors living in Japan. But Pat Cashman from Seattle, that familiar voice you'd hear on every episode...
Next, exclusive, never-before-seen actual footage of a creature thought to be a myth. Yes, it's Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Had the very same booming pipes you'd hear from picking your character on the select screen.
Free for all! Mario! Captain Falcon! Computer player! Defeated!
And the cackles of Master Hand and Crazy Hand.
All right, guys. Well, I think that about covers it for our guest discussion with Chris. I want to thank him again for being on here.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, seriously, this was a lot of fun. Maybe, I'm sure this will probably be the beginning of you guys having some other guests and stuff to talk about games in the future, but hopefully I can come pop in again maybe down the line.
Oh, I'd love to have you.
Yeah, and hopefully we can play some Smash Bros. Together, all of us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, once it comes out, I'm sure we'll be having weekly tournaments like you do with Mario Kart 8, so it'll have to happen.
Oh,
and actually, you're about to move out to California, Southern California, and you're going to be like less than 20 minutes from where I live, so we'll definitely have some local matches.
Oh yes, in fact, actually, I think
I'm so jealous of
that. not to predict the future too much, but I think at the time that this video will be coming out, I actually might already even be there.
Nice.
So
very cool.
Yeah. I think I will probably, as this video is going up, I will be in the middle of unpacking my car that has all of my life put inside of it in my new apartment. So. To everybody asking if I'm going to do another Brawl Taunt style cartoon for when this one comes out, all I'm going to say is, yes, I have something planned for when the game comes out. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but I have something planned as far as putting out relating to that, and you'll just have to see come this fall. So
all right,
that's all. Anyway, yeah, but no, thank you guys so much again for letting me join in. Yeah, can't wait to play with y'all and everybody out there listening.
Oh yeah. So yeah, definitely check out Chris's stuff. It's good stuff. Once again, thank him for being here to discuss his thoughts and impressions of Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. And of course, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at GameXplain. And once again, don't forget to check out Chris's videos, and we'll have a link to his channel in the description below. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Ba ba